Good morning, everybody. Welcome to New Year's Eve. I don't know why I go to the toilet anymore. Oh, for goodness sake. Thank you very much, all three of you, you sweet, sweet beans. I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas. I literally went to the toilet and I come back and I'm like, oh, the gosh, this purple bar at the top of my screen is like hype train. Not one of you have ever had the message come across. Every single one of you subscribes and then never gets the message. Let's see if I can push the message through for you. I love you all. Thank you so much. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. We had a very busy but very nice Christmas. I'm having to do something to get this stupid thing. There we go. But I hope... We had a lovely Christmas. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to stream because the child that was sleeping in my bedroom wasn't waking up till like halfway through the day. And I was just like, hey, baby, I need you to get up so Auntie Ploo can stream. And he's like, I'm asleep, Ma. Auntie Ploo, I'm asleep. I don't know what I do, but I need you to wake up. Right, there is a way for me to... Where is it? I'm finding it. Give me 5 seconds. So today we're doing this one. No, it's this one. I found it. Do you know, back end Twitch is just needlessly complicated. Every time I go in here, they've changed something. It's a nightmare. There. Right, there we go. Let's push one of these through, shall we? There you go. Send a test alert. There you go. I subscribed to myself, but I didn't. Right, that's the subscription one. There you go. Thank you very much. I'll do 3 of these because you have each done 1 each. There you go. Thank you very much, everybody. You're all too sweet. Oh. So to get this to work, I have had to press something on my keyboard that I'm not used to pressing. So, of course, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. There we go. Anyway, hello, everybody. I hope you all had a lovely, lovely Christmas. This will be cut out of the YouTube vid. We're doing a tier list today of all the games that we have played, or I have played, while you have watched, during 2024. So, we have great games. I hope you can all see that. I don't know how to make it any bigger than this. We have great games. We have good games. We have, I can't wait till this is finished. And then we have, this game is not for me. Good morning, Tiki Bean. You had a hype train too. Oh, have you managed to get affiliated too, Tiki? Will Ploo play over Magica? Probably not. Probably not today, Sweet Pea. Today, if we finish with reasonable time, because obviously I don't have anything else to do today because today's New Year's Eve, I will be playing Infinity Nikki. I will warn everybody right now that during the break, I did play, and sorry, my husband's just hit the boom mic. This time it wasn't my fault. That was, however, me. So I did play. And I have continued the story a little bit further because if I was honest, the PCs are creepy. And I was like, I can't keep playing this game and being like, these people are making me feel sick. So I was like, if I get through at least the PC bit, it won't be so bad. Guys, did you know they have like really tragic backstories and then I feel really bad? And now I'm like, oh my God, I skipped all of this stuff. There was no epic songs, I will point out. I was a bit disappointed. But yeah, there was no epic songs, but I will give you a full recap of what happened in the story from when I think I can remember when we stopped playing. Sorry, the child has just shouted from the background that it's always Daddy's fault. So that's good to know. It's always Daddy's fault, top of her voice. But yes, so. Hello. Oh lol, not on my stream. I meant I could see yours. I barely get 1 viewer and it's not. Oh, JJ. That's all right. Oh, Cheesecake, what time's your stream today? Cheesecake is doing her first stream today and I'm going to try my hardest to try and watch her stream. We have a tier list. So Can you all hear the music in the background? Because obviously I realised it was going to get very boring if it was just me talking over the top and being like, hi dudes, how you doing? But can you hear like this music in the background? Or do you want me to turn it up a little bit? What is a hype chest? Okay, I got a reward, hype fist emote. I don't know what that is. I just clicked a chest and I got that. All-time record shatters, you've reached new levels. Okay, I don't know what this means. I don't know if this is permanent or this is just a gift for today. We got this thing. You will do great. You didn't sleep at all. Oh, Cheesecake, you'll be fine. Ooh, Cheesecake, how did you get that? You're the current hype train conductor, and you have a little you have a little train next to your name. Anyway, we need to get into this. Right, so we have 24 games. These are all of the games that I have played on and off of stream. You've probably heard me talk about quite a lot of them, whether they were good or bad. So we need to start off with the obvious one, the not for me. Surprising nobody who watched me play this game and watched me basically lose my crap because this game irritated the hell out of me to the point where if you're currently watching this on YouTube, you never received the last episode of TCG Card Shop Simulator because I didn't upload it. Because I was so angry during this game that I actually felt it went against the terms and conditions that I signed on YouTube, which said I wouldn't post games where I was like, this game shit, I hate this game, I wish he just goes and dies in a hole. You can't post stuff like that, so you never received the last episode. I have it. It's deleted off Twitch now as well, but you won't be getting this episode. This game is not for me. It sold me on trying to be like, there's this other one, Supermarket Simulator, which was a good game and I really enjoyed. And it has had an update recently, which improves a lot of stuff, so I'm very tempted to go back to it. This game was not that game. This game, you run a supermarket. This game, you run a TCG card shop, obviously. Except it wanted you to sell stuff that I didn't want to sell. In this game, you run a supermarket. I expect to have to sell the things I buy. I can't keep everything. In this game, you made me pull cards and then made me sell the cards that I wanted to keep. This game is not for me. I do not do that. I don't know whether you've watched me play games. I'm a loot whore. I keep everything. Oh my god, Super Stop's his update is amazing. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Awesome. Well, that gives us another game. I do have a schedule that I have made from scratch that I will now be posting at the beginning of every week so everybody knows what we're doing. Because I've been a busy frog. You know, when I could kick the teen out of my office. But anyway, this game, not for me. Other people love it. Not for me. This game, good. I liked this game. I'm going back to this game. This is good. What have we got? Let's not start. Right, Paleo Pines. This is a good game. I did enjoy it. It wasn't a great game. It was okay. Problem is, I don't want to be like, should I add another tier of it's okay? Let's add another tier. Let's add another tier, because I was like, let's not have too many tiers. It just gets a bit... Add a row. No, I didn't want above. Right, just ignore everybody. There we go. No, that's gone the wrong way, hasn't it? Let's do this as okay. We're doing it on the fly. I've had to set this tier list up 6 times because I refused to add an account because I have enough accounts, and it was like, well, you can't keep everything. So it deletes it every time I move. So there. Okay games. Paleo Pines. It was okay. I enjoyed it mostly. It wasn't a good game. I'm not going back to it. It's not that it's a terrible game. It's very pretty. There was a lot of menial tasks in it. And I play a lot of farming games, so I'll know menial tasks, right? But there was a lot of tasks in it where it was just like, these two don't like living together. And I'm like, dude, I don't like living with a lot of people either, but I don't get bitching about it. But yeah. So, okay games. If you like dinosaurs and you like menial tasks in farming, you'll probably love it. I, however, did not. I will not be returning to Paleo Pines. Roots of Patcha. This is a great game. This is a fantastic game. If you have ever wanted to see humans evolve through farming, I would suggest this game highly. characters are cool. The areas are lush. It's still getting updated. They've literally just released a patch I haven't even played. It's got at least 2 to 3 more patches coming out with new areas and new romanceable candidates. Everything was amazing. You advanced by farming, which, you know, right on my alley. And as you farmed more, you basically made the crops that you start with into the crops that we have nowadays. And I love that. Fantastic, fantastic farming system. Fantastic characters. Wonderful story. I absolutely adored this game. It's not my game of the year. That's the point. We need another tier. Don't look at the top there. We need another tier. We need a game. Shut up, everyone. Add a row above. Game of the year. And we'll make that purple, because it will be. I don't know why it's purple. It's all right, everybody. Just ignore it. On the fly. Game of the year. If... Game of the year. You've all missed it, let's be fair. You've all missed this. You've all missed the blorp. Yeah, I've been watching far too many of the Yogs cast of starts saying things like blorp. Right, that's purple. That's fine. This one should not be purple. This is green. I'm losing the battle here. Right, green. There we go. Hi, everyone. Right, Route to Patcher. It's not my game of the year. It's really high. It's not my game of the year because technically I started it last year, but it's fine. My Sims Cozy Bundle. Great game. Fantastic. Controls are still a bit iffy at best, but it's basically the same game you played all those years ago, but it looks prettier. We probably will be going back to My Sims Cozy Bundle because I want to finish Kingdoms. I may be doing that next week. I haven't decided yet because obviously I don't know what's going on next week. But I don't know if it'll be Infinity Nikki or not because it depends on how long this... the current event is iffy. It sort of like releases in sections. So we may do like Infinity one day and then this another day while I don't do drops and stuff. But yeah, this game, fantastic. Love it. I completed the first one. I completed this. I haven't completed the second one. I would more than happily recommend My Sims Cozy Bundle on the Switch. And I have a feeling it might be on Steam as well. You weren't keen. You'd have put it as an okay game because you weren't keen. That's fair enough. But no. But I liked this game. I thought it was great. Sunhaven. Where do I put Sunhaven? Sunhaven is complicated for me. It is a good game. No, it's a good game. It's not an okay game, it's a good game. But you can't really see it. That's called Sunhaven. But for some reason, every single thumbnail I have is of a completely different like resolution. So, but yeah, Sunhaven. So I got it cheap during one of the summer sales, I think, on Steam. And I bought it for Tadpole as well, so we could multiplayer it, because you can multiplayer Sunhaven. Do not, and I warn you heavily now, do not buy it on Switch right now. It is heavily broken and will not work, and you will waste quite a lot of money. Do not, repeat, do not buy it on Switch right now. When it comes out on Switch and it's not broken, I would probably buy it again. It was okay. It was okay. I enjoyed it enough. There's a lot in it to keep you going, but the problem is there's a lot in it. And that's the problem. There's too much. One could hazard too much. To the point where you end up with 3 farms overall, where you have to farm all of them at the same time, and it just gets a little bit overwhelming. I didn't even get that far. I think you're missing Dinkum. Oh, I'm missing Dinkum. I am missing Dinkum. Oh my gosh. I am missing Dinkum. Best laid plans and all that. Good flipping lord. It's all right. Hey guys, you notice I don't do this very often. Give me 5 secs, everyone. I actually set this up on the last day I was here, and I was just like, this is fine. This is fine. That's really blurry. I don't care. File. Flavors. Does anyone else notice that I don't really do this very often? Okay. Next year it'll be a much smoother ride, she says, knowing full well probably exactly the same. Right, add another one. That's a very terrible picture. You won't know. It's fine. Except I'll said it out loud. Right. It's back. Sunhaven, yeah, it was alright. It was okay. It wasn't great. There's a lot in it. If you like lots and lots of things in it, the characters were alright, but it's another one of those ones where I think they're still doing stuff to it. So it's okay. I've just read, it's okay. It's okay-ish. But yeah, Dinkum. Now, I know my daughter's listening to this and she loves this game. I, however, have an issue with this game that I'm going to explain to you. My issue with this game is it sells itself as a nice farming game within the Australian outback and then has you constantly being murdered by crocodiles. To which I'm like, well, I can't do my nice little farming game now. So it's an okay game. I like it. It's okay. It was nice to multiplayer with my daughter. It gets very samey very quickly and you have to farm a hell of a lot of money to do anything. But it's okay. It's fine. Sprout Valley. This is a good game. I like this game. In fact, I returned to this game quite a lot because it's like stupidly cheap on Switch. I think it cost me like $2.99 originally and each of their expansion packs is like 84p. And I own them all. And it added cows and it added chickens and you basically have a little island that you move to. And basically the whole point... Sorry, my tadpole has just appeared in the room looking horrified that I didn't put Dinkum higher. Off you go. Off you go. Off you go. Once again, these are my thoughts and feelings about the games I've played this year. If you do not share that, that's fine. You don't have to share the same thoughts and feelings that I have. These are my personal opinions. Jajam will say, oh wait, she can do her own tier list. But no, Sprout Valley, it was really good. You build a little, you have a little island, you move there, basically because you're tired of the city life, a bit like all the other farming games. You meet a little ghost in your basement, and you watch some sort of star shower where some sort of plant falls from the sky, I can't quite remember. And you decide you want to do that with the rest of the world, and you want everyone to be happy. So you and the little ghost go together, you build a little machine, you then have to find one of those things, you then put it in the machine when it's all over and done with, and you squirt it into the world. And basically the whole premise of the game is just to build a nice little island that you live on that's cozy like you, and make everyone happy. Do your own one tadpole share on the Discord. Would be Dinkum or Minecraft. Oh, it'd be totally Minecraft. Or Blocks, or whatever it's called. Right, Power World. Power World, I can't wait till it's finished. I played it on Xbox and it was alright. I played it with Zaoth and her husband Storm Phoenix. It was okay. I liked it. It's not done yet. I know they've just had to do like big changes to it because of their court case that's currently going through with Nintendo. Poor them. But they've just released, in fact they released like the day before or the day after Christmas, a massive new patch which included a new area that was 6 times larger than the area that was previously in the game. And they're basically encouraging people to just start again because the area that they've introduced now has like beginner bits as well. So they wanted you all to not start again, but just, yeah, it's great. It was fantastic. Monsters with guns, what's not to love? It was really well executed. They listened to people being like, I think you should do it this way because this way makes sense. Here's my reasons why. They paid attention. They sorted it out. I hope it gets finished. I hope that Nintendo doesn't like screw them over far too bad because unfortunately I think they may do. They've had to change, for example, the way that you... I'm so sorry. That was the doorbell. They've had to change the way that you summon the creatures because you used to summon them from spheres. They now just randomly teleport next to you at the time. It's a good game. I can't wait to see how it gets better. It will probably be one of the ones when it releases in 1.0 that I will play on stream, because it was that good. Stitch. It was okay. I played it on stream when I was having one of my I don't really know what to play on stream days. And it was actually harder to play on stream than it was to play off stream, because I had to figure out the maths puzzles, which aren't really that hard, but unfortunately it is when you're having to talk at the same time. Okay, so your can't wait till it's finished means if it's early access and you want it to come out but not it's bad and you want it to be done. Yeah, can't wait till it's finished means I can't wait till this game's out and then I can rate it properly for the full game. Yeah, I guess I don't have a tier 4. This game's in early access and it's crap. But then I guess that would be the not for me one, because if it's in early access and I'm not looking forward to it, then I guess I just put it in the not for me. Can't wait till they're finished. Oh no, I get what you mean now. Like, I started playing this game and I just want it to end. No, because that game I just wouldn't play again. I just put it in the not for me one. But yeah, Stitch. It was alright. I enjoyed it. The pictures were quite cute. If you just want a mindless puzzle game where you make cute little embroideries, it's like reasonably cheap on I think it might be on Steam and Switch. Sorry, I have to keep blowing my nose. The children brought illnesses with them and I had to I got sick. It's fine. Yeah, it was all right. It's one of those games that I go back to when I'm feeling a little bit stressed. Sorry, the music has children shouting in the background and I was a little confused. Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is a great game. Nobody here needs to be told that Stardew Valley is a great game. Everybody here, except maybe Tiki Bean, although I think she's played it too. Stardew Valley, fantastic game. If you don't own it, I suggest you buy it because it's just had another massive update in like the last year and it's just come out on Switch and I still haven't had a chance to play it. Fantastic game. Wonderful multiplayer, can play with other people. It's a great game. I love it. It literally introduces itself. It's literally the reason why there's so many new farming games, because we hadn't had a good Harvest Moon game for a long time. Or a Story of Seasons, as they're called now. Sorry, I was just trying to remember what the new name was. And we now have this, and it's great, and it's fantastic. And if it wasn't for this game, we wouldn't have the plethora of other ones that we have. So good for Stardew Valley. Over Magica. I can't wait till it's finished. I was going to put it in great games, because it is a great game, and it's fantastic. And it actually upset me when I read the poor lady's Twitter, and she said that she hadn't sold as many as she thought to. She can still continue it, but she was a bit... she hoped she'd have sold more. This game is great, and I would imagine when it comes out, a lot of people will invest their time in it. Fantastic game. I can't wait till this game's finished. I intend on doing a full playthrough when this game finally comes out. You didn't get on very well with Stardew Valley. I need to give it more of a chance. Right, Tiki Bean. Me and the Tadpole both own it on Steam, and we are more than happy to handhold you through it in multiplayer. Because it is such a good game. And honestly, the way you love stuff like that, you will love it. Little Tree would put it as Game of the Year. Good for him. Problem is, it didn't come out this year, so I don't feel like I can. But no, I could completely understand. Sorry, essential sip of tea. Do you know, I could have put my tea on today. Give me 5 seconds. I've just realised I don't need to wear this just yet, do I? I could put my cup of tea on. There you go. We'll have my cup of tea for a little bit until we have to go into Nikki. I think it was because of... Oh, it's all right. I'll allow that for you. Right, I'm allowing that. If Targa's here, the word graphics still needs to be disallowed, but I allowed it so she could post that comment. Because, unfortunately, we've had to remove the word graphics. Because so few people mention it, but unfortunately, scammers do. Yeah, we would literally... We would help you through it. Because Stardew Valley is such a great game. The graphics, you hated it. Also, it was so complex, which is good, but I have no idea what was going on. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, the tutorial is basically like, plant these vegetables. You look so weird without your dress. How dare you? But I can't use my dress and my cup of tea. I can't do both. But yeah, I do. I feel a bit naked. Perhaps I have to put my apron on. No, that's my hat. There you go. Hide my indecency. Over Magica, fantastic. Claudia, fantastic game, love it. Right, Harvest Moon, The Winds of Anthos. It was okay. Okay, it was good. It was good. An open world farming game. It was okay. I liked it. I've just said it's okay and I put it in good. It was good. It had a lot of interesting ideas. The world was out there. You could tame the wild animals. You could go out and do stuff. You could basically plant crops in any season and they would mutate into other crops, which I really loved. You could move your house around so you didn't have to stay in one place all the time, but you could still easily access areas you'd already been to. So if you'd accidentally left crops behind, it was a really good game. And it's just had a patch which released another update and another chunk of story. It was a good game. This is possibly the best. And when I say Harvest Moon, remember I'm saying Harvest Moon, their version, not the originals, which are now classed as Story of Season. This is the best Harvest Moon game I think they've ever released. And I know that they released another one this year, which was iOS only, or iOS and Android. I didn't play that one because I don't tend to pay for games on my iPad. Because at the time it was broken and old. I have a new one now. Christmas present. I thought this game was great. Why it hasn't come down in price in the 2 years that it's been out, I have no idea. Graphics is still a block term, so I wonder if you just allowed it for the single message. Oh, that's okay then. But yeah, it was a good game. I really enjoyed it. It's not a great game. It's not the best farming game I've ever played. Some of these are the best farming games I've ever played. Obviously not my Sims. But it was good. It was good. It was better than Paleo Pines and Sunhaven, and certainly better than Dinkum, no offense. But it wasn't as good as like Stardew Valley and Roots of Patcha. And now we have Cozy Grove Camp Spirit. So Cozy Grove Camp Spirit is a game I downloaded because I loved the original Cozy Grove. It's very Animal Crossing-esque, where it's a daily thing, so you can't do everything in one day. You're packing away the Christmas tree. I haven't even done ours yet. We'll do ours in the next couple of days. So you have to go back in daily and you do little bits. And the whole point of Cozy Grove is, spoiler, you are a little scout that goes and basically helps ghosts pass over. But for some reason, in this world, the ghosts are all bears. It doesn't really explain why, but they're bears. So I played the first one on the Switch and I absolutely loved it. I tried really hard to get into Camp Spirit. There was enough little hooks to keep me interested, but I just wasn't. It was okay. It wasn't great. I probably won't go back to it, but it's not a horrific game like this one, which was not for me, because I did love it. I just didn't love it enough. Graveyard Keeper. That's just a great game. Just a farming game, but instead of farming crops, you farm dead people. And you sell their bits and organs off to people and sell it for meat. The farmyard that you have is a graveyard and a church, and you're basically saving vampires and witches and all sorts of people. And there's all of these DLCs that expand on the place. Fantastic game. It is. I cannot describe to you what Graveyard Keeper is without spoiling quite a lot. All you need to know is it's like a farming game, but instead of farming, it's corpses. It's great. It's wonderful. Fantastic game. 10 out of 10 would recommend again. The Denpa Men. Right, this is one of the ones that Nintendo were like, hey, this is an old game that you've probably never heard of because it's Japanese exclusive. And I was like, oh, okay. You collect little men. And then they basically run through like the same dungeon over and over again. Like a lot of people do like those games. I like them to a certain degree. I got bored very quickly, especially when it became very clear that the really good Denpa Men were all locked behind money. And I love you, Nintendo, but that's no. I say this having Infinity Nikki on my list. It's different. I know what I'm getting into in Infinity Nikki. I did not know I was going to have to buy little men. I have a little bit of an issue of paying for tiny men. Take that as you will. The Denpa Man. It was okay. In fact, no. I would hazard to say it's not for me. It was okay. I got bored pretty quick. I didn't like the fact that it felt like it was gated quite a bit by if you wanted to pay. So it's not for me. I touched it for like maybe 2 days and then I got bored and didn't play it again. In fact, I think I actually removed it off my Switch for space so I could download something else. So it's not for me. Bloom Town, a completely different story. Now this game is not like the other games on this list. I play a lot of farming games, as you all know, a lot of simulator games. This game is an RPG, as is this one here. I play a lot of RPGs off stream. I haven't done so much this year because there hasn't been really much that's captured me. I'm very interested in, because we've got Xenoblade X Definitive Edition coming out in March, so I will be playing that, but it won't be on stream. Because I'm aware my audience don't really like RPGs, which is fine. And also, it's not the sort of game you can like hop in halfway through and understand what's going on, which is fine. Bloom Town is very much like a pixelated PlayStation 5. Sorry, a pixelated Persona 5. It's dark, it's gritty, it looks really nice on the outside. So it's a story about two siblings who've gone to go live with their granddad a bit. I think he's their granddad for the summer holidays. So it's a bit like if you've ever watched Gravity Falls. It's a bit like them. They've been sent away by their parents to go basically do anything other than be with them for the summer holidays because mummy and daddy are busy and, you know, off you go. And they basically discover that the town that their granddad lives in has a horrifically dark secret. And through the story, you find out what the secret is. You continue on, and it's fantastic. It doesn't look like what it should be. It looks like it should be like a little romp through a happy little town. And then I watched a girl get killed. And then I got really epic music in fights, all fights. Every single fight you have will have like one of 5 different songs. The boss music, fantastic. The fighting, fantastic. The monsters you can get are just amazing. It's Persona 5, but handheld. It's not as good as Persona 5. It's obviously more compact than Persona 5, because Persona 5 can get to the point where you're like, okay, well, I really like this person, but, you know, I still need to, like, eat the giant burger, and I still need to read all these magazines, and I might not ever get to the point where I actually talk to this girl to the full point. Where this one, it was small, concise. There's a small group of people. You only need to get them to, like, level 6, which you can do in, like, days. You're only there for the summer, but the summer lasts forever. It has no ending. It basically, you do the end boss, and then you get to go back to the middle, to before the end boss again. You can just continue through. All of the quests are really well written. There's a couple where I was just like, I have no idea what's happening now because it hasn't given me enough information to finish it. We get handheld a lot in games nowadays. Back in the old days, we didn't. Bloom Town, great game. If you see this for sale on the Switch shop and you liked Persona 5 or you like sort of dark RPGs that aren't what you think they're going to be, I highly recommend it. I think it cost me £20 at release and it was good. I highly recommend this game. Fantastic. Right, Elentras Wanderings. So this is created by the same artist who did Rune Factory 4 and 5. And unfortunately, it's the same as this one, where you go into you go into dungeons over and over and over again, and they give you like things that you have to fulfill to get the best rewards out of these dungeons. So it's very gear based. So every time you go into a dungeon, you might get like a sword that's better than the sword that you had before. So you equip that, and then you go back in and you have to do it again, and then you get a better arm. It was very repetitive, and the characters you could, I hazard to say, romance were not interesting enough, and they were quite boring, if I'm going to be honest. And it wasn't, it was boring. I got bored. I don't want to play anymore. I was bored. I think I completed like, but there was a really good understory, and I could tell that, but the rest of it wasn't engaging enough to keep me interested to find out what the story was. So I lost interest, and I didn't want to do it. Coral Island. Coral Island's a great game. Holy crap, it's a good game. I need to go back to Coral Island. I need to do some more. It's another one like Sunhaven where there's just far too much in it. So I need to prep myself ready for Coral Island because it gives you a lot and I can't take it all. That was the wrong sentence to take a big sip of tea at. All right, Core Island, fantastic game. I really love it. I will be going back. It doesn't really need any explanation. We've all watched that recently enough. Sorry, I did a little, I was trying to remember. Harvest Moonlight of Hope. I've played this 3 times now. And I always do the same thing. I complete the storyline by the first summer. And then I'm like, well, I'm bored now. And then I restart it. And then I complete the story again by the first summer. And then I'm like, well, I'm bored now. So I restarted it again. Completed tried to make it last a bit longer. And completed it by the middle of summer. And then got bored. The characters in it are not engaging. I didn't give a shit about... Oh, sorry. I didn't care about any of them. I didn't like any of the romance candidates because you can't marry anyone until after the game anyway. Until after you've finished the storyline, which of course you finish really early. I say it's not for me, having played it 3 times, but the problem is every time I'm like, I get to the point sometimes where I'm playing quite a lot of games, but I just have an itch to play something else. This is the game that I often go back to and then get highly disappointed. You know, like when you've bigged yourself up for like some sort of food that you used to really like when you were younger. And then you buy it, you manage to find it, that shop there has it, you bring it home, you eat it, and you're like, actually, I don't like that half as much as I remembered I did. That's how I feel about Harvest Moonlight of Hope. It's, you bite into it, and it's sort of, you know, it has all the nice stuff on the outside, like there's the animals, you can do everything that you can do in Anthos, but this is the game before Anthos. So that you can grow crops in any seasons, they all advance and hybridize, which is something I clearly said that I liked about this. But it's just not enough. The people in this are mostly interesting. The people in this are just sort of random pictures that flap their gums at you. And having, you know, living as a character who literally flaps their gums at people who watch them on stream, I'm more interesting than this. No. I wouldn't recommend this game, even though I've played it 3 times and got to the same point and quit every time. It's just, there's not enough in it to get me want to keep playing. Whilst the Iron is Hot. This was on Game Pass. And I was like, ooh, like a farming game. But it's like a blacksmith game. And it sounded cool. And then I played it. And I really enjoyed it. Until to the point where it got really grindy. And then I was like, it's okay. It was great. If you like that sort of thing, because my friend who has just left for Christmas, he played it as well after watching me play it. And he completed it because he loved it. It's okay, but it's not for me, which I guess I should have put in the not for me thing, but I did enjoy it enough that I continued playing. One of the best bits is the fact that you get a little caravan that you have to drag around, that's your house, and you get a cow, and that's who pulls your caravan around, and you can dress him up. Best part of the game. Mine wore heels. like little red stiletto heels, and he was a fashionable boy. Oh god. And then one of the quests was him trying to woo another one, and then I was just like, bitch please, you don't need me, look at me in my heels. And that's when I realized that maybe I wasn't enjoying the game half as much as I thought I was. Little Known Galaxy. This is a good game. I would hazard to say, if you like Star Trek and you like farming, you're gonna love that game. I haven't played it more than enough. I need to play it more. The problem is, as you can tell, I've played a lot of games this year. I've played a hell of a lot of games this year. Fitting all of the games in is getting hard, okay? I don't have enough hours in the day when I stream all morning. I then have to do all my cleaning. I then go pick up my daughter, who now stays up much later than she used to do. And then by the time she's gone to bed, I occasionally get to play one other game, and then I go to bed because I'm exhausted. There are not enough hours in the day for me to play everything. And there are so many good games coming out that I just don't have the time to play. Little Known Galaxy. You are the new captain on a spaceship, and basically you are to travel the galaxy and basically learn all about it. You have your crew, which are obviously who you can romance. Obviously some of them are already married and their families and stuff. Your crew relies on you to bring them forward through the quests that they need to do. There's farming in it, but it's obviously very techie farming. There's different islands, planets you have to go to. There's an overarching plot where you found some sort of artifact and you've found that it fits somewhere and you realize there are other artifacts out there, so that's the reason why you're still traveling the stars. It's, if you've played, what was it called, Starbound, where you had to travel to other planets to get other bits and pieces, little known galaxies like that, but it's got good farming. And it's not the same sort of like swing your arm around climbing sort of thing. Little known galaxy, good game. I haven't played it enough to put it in the great games, but I could imagine if I had more chance to play it, it would be a great game. You also get a blaster gun, which of course if you've watched me in any FPS ever, you know that that's not great for me. So I had to keep positioning myself correctly to shoot it, and that's why it's a good game and not a great game, because I'm bad at shooting. That's not the game's fault. But that's why it's there. Critter Cove. I can't wait till this game's finished. Oh my god, this game was great. And I finished, I think, most of the content up until the point that they've just released another patch. This game, fantastic. Absolutely amazing. If you loved Animal Crossing and you love just like building little town games, Critter Cove's that's for you. You come to a little town, they're like, dude, our town's wrecked. There's so many different things you can look like. They basically beg you to help build their town or their island back up so that they can become like the best tourist island. You go around, you discover things, you realize that actually there's something bad that has happened to this place. And the reason why these places are islands is because the world's flooded in some way. And you find loads of like relics under the water, and you can dive really deep and you realize that actually everything that we've got now, that existed now, is all gone in the future, and it's all underwater. And there's a story, but it's not all out yet, but we know something's happened, and I'm in for it. I love it. I love it. It was great. I love it. Everything looked great. There was a couple of bugs when I was playing it, but that you expect that in early access. Fantastic game. Right, we're on our last two, and we've got through a lot of this quicker than I thought we were going to. Infinity Nikki. Now, I have been playing this game about a month now. Didn't it come out like in fact, it hasn't even been a month. It came out on the 7th of this month. And I, over 2 devices, have put in a substantial amount of time into this game. And I'm not even done. They've just released another update, which we will be going into probably very shortly, being the fact that we didn't get through much in this. This was a lot. This was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. Even though I've talked consistently about the games and things, I wish that would stop flickering. Anyway, Infinity Nikki. That's a great game. Fantastic game. I'm going to be honest with you. I spent money. I'm sorry. I was just like, you all got to tell me off if I spent money. I spent money. And you know what? Do you want to know why I spent money? Because this game is free. And I've had more hours of enjoyment out of this game than I got out of these games. This game cost me £25. This game cost me £50. I can't even remember how much this game cost me. This game was free and I didn't spend any money. But I have got more enjoyment out of Infinity Nikki in the time that I've been playing it, which is less than 3 weeks, than I got out of any of these games. Except, I mean, I have played this 3 times, but I didn't enjoy it. But yet, Carrot, it's like one of those ones where I just kept going back. But yeah, this game cost me nearly £60. And I played it less than Infinity Nikki. So yeah, I supported them. I did the battle pass again. I bought some Stellarite, which I'm going to keep for the next draw because I'll show you later. But the outfits that have come out this time, I'm not a great fan of, so I'm not spending any money on them. Great game, really enjoying it. I wish the PCs were less creepy. Turns out I'm not the only person who thinks they're creepy. There's a lot of people in the chat and in like Reddit being like, dude, are these guys creepy or is it just me? And I'm like, oh, thank God it's not just me. I think they're really creepy as well. And they are super creepy. So, we're on the last game now. To no one's surprise, Echoes of the Plum Grove. I can even pick it up. It's getting my ear. This game, fantastic. I don't know how else to say it. It's just fantastic. Fantastic story, fantastic look, fantastic characters, fantastic story that of course you have to make yourself. So it's not at the time I played it, when I got what was it, smallpox, whatever it was, I got some sort of disease and I was like, oh my God, this could end everything. This could kill every single person. There was actual worry about the people in my game. I have rarely cared about many of the people in these games. There's a couple of people in Roots of Patcha that I'm like, I really liked those. These ones in this, they're sort of there. There's two people in Stardew, I remember all their names. A couple of people in Graveyard. These kids I felt a lot for. The people in Coral Island with their very inappropriate outfits. Nikki and Momo. All of these, they all have people in there. I actively nearly cried when my husband died in Echoes of the Plum Grove. I upset my family because I put it as my stream title. My sister thought my husband was actually dead. Echoes of the Plum Grove is possibly the most interesting game I have played for a long time. It's the most different. That's not fantastic English, but it's different. It's unlike anything I had ever played before. And it was good. And I loved it. And I liked the fact you basically got dumped on this island during a storm. I mean, within the first 5 minutes, your best friend dies. And then he's like, dude, I'm a ghost now. This is bad. And I was like, oh, shit. And they're like, here's this shack. Except it's not a shack. It's a really lovely house. And I was like, okay, well, that's like typical farm. And then they're like, oh, yeah, but you need to feed yourself all the time. You're just going to die. This is appropriate music I can hear in the background. But yeah, it was such a good game. I know it didn't gel for everybody, but I loved this game. I loved the fact that every Sunday I had to panic whether or not somebody was going to bring some sort of infectious disease and we were all going to die. I loved the fact that there was so much representation for different people. I loved the fact that my sweet little Roland, my sweet little blacksmith boy, or blacksmith person, got married, and then I watched him marry Daniel, and then they had kids, and then he died, and I was actually devastated. I love the fact that there's the ones that are clearly like, I hazard to say evil, but like slightly more distempered, to put it politely, and they will smile at people's funerals because they don't give a shit. My husband being one of those. I love the fact that the kids are actually in... I mean, my fondest memory of Echoes of the Plum Grove, other than getting Jack to marry me, by gifting him back the same chair that he'd already given me, was basically using the school and the small children as basically my underground swap ring. It's that game. When it came out and I saw people talking about it, I was like, no, I'll give that a go. I love that game. It's fantastic. I think most people in my chat have probably played it, except maybe Tiki. Fantastic game. Absolutely adore it. Game of the year. Now, next year, we have a lot of new games coming out. Sorry, I was just having to finish my really cold tea because I've been holding it in my hand like I do on my model. And I just wanted to finish it. So we got a lot of games coming out next year. I expect next year it will probably be a very similar sort of list where it will be Game of the Year, great games, good games, okay games, can't wait till they're finished, not for me. We have 2 Pixelia coming out next year, which is basically a Sims style game where you live in your own little town and you have to fulfill all your needs and stuff. And I love that shit. So I'm looking forward to that. We got a lot of games coming out. Date Everything will be out on Valentine's Day. I can't wait to date the lamp. I honestly can't wait. There will be a lot of more interesting games next year. Over Magica and Critter Cove may release in 1.0 next year, which means that they can be back on the list. Maybe as the Game of the Year. I'm sorry, that keeps flickering. Maybe as Game of the Year. This year, I have played a lot of different and varied games that I mean, there's a lot of very similar games. I understand that a lot of these are very farm-based. But I've had a good year, and I've enjoyed all the games I've played, and I've really enjoyed the fact that you've all been coming out to watch. It really means a lot. But I like looking back and seeing the things that I've done, and I've never done this before. I meant to do this last year, but there was only like 10 of you, and half of you were family members. And I was just like, I'm not sure they're going to be that interested. This was a good year for games. If you like farming games and like monster games, this was a good year for games, and I look forward to next year because I think it's going to get even better. So,